Our
Sky.
hair looks pretty bad today, so it'll be pretty funny for everyone who's watching. I now look like Anakin. I feel like I should have
It's like
showered before this.
it's like 1,000 degrees, and her hairs are like so long. It's
Dude,
not
it's so
helping at
hot.
all.
How does John Mayer do it? Like standing in his
He's,
cabin every day and
he's in the
making music.
US. He's
I
he's
don't
not in a
understand.
tropical
Yeah, it's not
country.
as hot there, I think.
Yeah. They have
But like,
wind to tolerate the heat.
it's not only hot. Like our hair looks like shit. Like look at Insel's hair. It's always it
And
never
so and
moves.
so and so, what's your secret, bud?
I shower.
And I think Ramon is frozen.
No, he's not.
He's not frozen.
He's
I'm
not.
not.
He's not.
Oh, he was frozen for like a few seconds.
I'm
You're
including
frozen
that.
for me, actually.
Yeah, you're frozen for us. I think.
Anton's frozen.
You're
Ramon was.
moving.
Okay, we're have to do this again.
God damn it.
All
Okay,
right,
stop
let's
the
do it
recording.
again.
1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome, friends, to our podcast where the topics range wide and the vibe is lax. Screw up, sesh. Screw up, sesh. Welcome, everybody, to the Sauce Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of the SUS podcast. We are now in episode 3, but officially, this is our 4th overall. Before we start, I'm just gonna say thank you for all the support we've been getting. It's been really crazy to think that people are actually watching the four of us talk about random things for over the course of an hour. So props to all of you for sticking with us this long, and thank you to everyone who supported us so far. If you're new here, welcome. This is the first episode you're watching. Never mind, you can just binge us later on. Today our topic's gonna be a bit different, not so much random. This is something that we felt we need to talk about at some point, and it's something that's kind of been lingering in all our conversations for this past year. And I'm sure everyone has been going through the same thing that we're going through, if not similar. Not saying it's equal. I know everyone's going through, their own stuff, but this being in this quarantine, situation for the past year, it's been really tough. It's taken a toll, not only on like our mental health, but also on the relationships that we've developed with all of our friends and family. Not being able to see a lot of people for an entire year, it's very hard. And as much as Zoom calls and chats give you quick access to conversation, it's not the same. So in this podcast, we're just going to be talking about how the four of us have been personally surviving, being stuck at home for an entire year, as well as our future plans for what we feel we should do after this quarantine, situation ends, when we can go out again. It's not gonna be the same, definitely, but we have to continue living our lives. Like we have to accept that this is the way that things are gonna be from now on. So, Mr. Diego Lafranco, if you'd like to
Oh,
go
yeah.
first, how have you been surviving quarantine?
It's been a year. Oh my god.
More than
More than a
13
year.
months. 13, 14 months.
Yeah, but like it really I think it was during May when it really hit. So, this is gonna take a while.
Yeah,
What?
May was when
What?
it kicked off, talaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, like April, we still had that glimmer of hope that we were like, oh, it'll be fine by the end of April. then May was the reality reality check. Okay, what have I been doing past year? Mostly video games. Video games have been keeping me sane. Thank God for like sales. The Sony Play at Home initiative. They gave me like 1, 2, 3, 5 free games that I really liked. So thank
Why
God.
didn't I
And there
get
were
that?
more. I told you that last year. Hey, you should get it, but you were like, no, my COD space.
I'm
I was like,
very
"Okay."
particular about the games that I play
Yeah.
on PS4. Just
Dude,
ahead.
there was the whole Uncharted trilogy Then there was Ratchet and Clank.
Nice.
There was Horizon Zero Dawn. Just say that, and that's like you're fine. Okay.
True.
Yeah. So mostly that. As much as I would love to say that, I've been working out this past year, so much time. It's hard to get motivated. Motivation is really hard to come by. Remember like last year when I was like, I'm gonna play guitar, and it broke.
Yeah, I was so excited for you.
Yeah.
You could have been the one singing the theme song.
Yeah,
No.
man.
Probably
But
would
it's not
sound better on the
dominated by one
guitar.
person.
So
The strings are expensive.
the strings
no
are
one-
what helps you play the guitar.
Yeah, man.
Without
You
Yeah,
gotta
strings,
master your
it's just
fingers.
a
Yeah, without
wooden
the strings,
board.
like yeah, that's basically it. I bought one after I broke the first time. It became expensive. Yeah, so most of that video games, trying out hobbies, then like giving up because some small thing happened that made me stop. And yeah, that's it. And spending time, obviously, with my friends.
You mean your family?
I mean,
Not
there's
both.
also them.
No,
Yeah.
we are your family too.
We're like your second
Extended
family.
family.
The one you
Yeah.
found in your
Extended
second
You are
family.
my brother, Anakin.
Wait, so how did it feel? Because you were the first of the four of us to experience graduating online. You were the first batch to graduate online ever.
Was
Oh yeah, I
Did
forgot
feel.
about
Yeah.
forgot about that.
he was?
I forgot about. I mean,
Revolutionary.
it took forever. It was like
Convenient.
okay, supposed to graduate June, I think. So it was June, July, August, September. So just 6 months of waiting. 6 months of waiting. Thinking, can I apply a job now, or maybe I should actually just go and start. But yeah, so that's my excuse for not applying. I was like, nah, I'm technically not a graduate yet. I don't have the thing. So yeah. So yeah, after that November graduation, I've been trying to find a job also. So not doing super well. But it's
What's your own
understandable.
pace?
Yeah, it's also with quarantine. Yeah, it's understandable why companies are
It's
very
harder to
hesitant
find, yeah,
go.
a job
Yeah,
now.
they're hesitant for sure because they don't want to lose money. So
This-
thank God I have things to do to keep me busy. Just like this.
Yeah, he edits all of these, by
Wink.
the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So whoever
for
wants to
those very
complain,
bad
you talk
edits.
to Diego.
Hello, DM me at
Looks good
fonts. No, don't DM me, please. But yeah. So, Roman, would you like to follow that up?
Why, yes, I would, Mr. Jacob Franco. What have I been doing? Or have I even been doing anything? Is the real question. Much like Love, I'm just chilling for the most part. I did I did graduate also last year, like not graduate like in the ceremony, but I finished my course. So since then, yeah, I've just been at home chilling. I kind of fell into some sort of a routine for like the past months. Just pretty much doing the same thing every day. It does get very repetitive, despite me doing stuff that I actually like for example, watching basketball or binging shows. Those are cool, I like them, but after a while, it does get a little repetitive and at some points boring, because voila, that's all you do. And I have not tried my hand in looking for a job yet, because it is pretty hard. Also, motivation, like Jago mentioned, is a factor. Yeah, I mean, working from home isn't really something I look forward to. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but yeah, I've tried to really just enjoy like all my free time, before I think about just working, you know. I do kind of feel guilty though, because I do want to give back to my parents, trying to help them. But what I realized is, uh, not just for me, but for everyone, like, you shouldn't be pressured to go look for jobs, all fresh graduates, because yeah, it is good looking for one, despite the circumstances. But if you're having a hard time, whatever reason it may be, it's totally fine. I mean, what's important nowadays is that you're safe, you're healthy, your mental health also, because we're in quarantine. It's not easy, living at home for a year. So, and that's funny coming from me, because I'm not really an outgoing guy like pre-pandemic. So I'm kind of technically used being just at home, but it really does, make you feel, eh, like you really miss the outside world. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just fell into a routine, trying to like work myself up to starting to look for a job. But no pressure. I Yeah, what's important is just being healthy and staying hydrated. It's so hot right now. Like, I can't even fathom
50
those
degrees.
who live in like desert areas, like Texas
Oh
or
my
something. Dude, it's crazy. So yeah, Anton, would you like to go next?
How do I follow that? That was so inspirational. I feel like I just watched a TED talk.
Much
Okay,
wow.
first,
So
much.
inspirational.
I don't know. My situation was kind of different from the three of them because I was the one who had like still a long time to go in school when this quarantine happened. Like I was still in the first term of my last three terms. So that like being in school basically like covered a lot of what I did in my day to day from March all the way until the end of Jan when I defended my thesis. I did all of that from my house. I met all of my group mates for majority of my thesis um like majors like pre-thesis. I had to meet everyone through like this vid call. I had to form my group for thesis from a call, but I kind of knew them coming into being stuck at home, so it wasn't super hard for me to click with them, and they were all like the best group of people talaga. Like they really helped me survive getting through thesis and getting through most of my classes because we also did a lot of our pre-thesis like final majors together so that we could kind of get the feel of how we were gonna be when we were working together. 'Cause, compatibility is key, right? So they helped me a lot in those classes. I hope I was able to help them too. They super helped me with thesis, so that got me through the school part of like my ass being stuck at home. But aside from that, yeah, same with Ramon and Diego. Spending time with family, trying to reconnect with my friends as much as possible. Like the four of us have called more in the past year than I think we've ever talked. Like throughout our whole college life, because we were really close in high school, and then in college, that's kind of when we all went, in separate directions, and we kind of found our way back to each other, right? Like I said before. So that was another thing. I continued writing songs for a bit, like in the fresher months of um quarantine. I tried finishing like some songs that I had left like unfinished. Able to do that.
Just
I also
song.
started. Oh, okay, yeah. I also started writing books because like this has been something that I wanted to do since high school, like something we've all been talking about doing, and I never found the time to do it until I actually sat down during this quarantine from home thing and kind of just got the juices flowing, and the rest is history. And yeah, don't worry, we will be sharing more about that with you guys in one of our future episodes. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, just that video games also. Um, Last year was actually the only time I started playing online, so it's the only time I started like being able to play with my actual friends instead of just playing campaign mode or the special like co-op missions or whatever. But yeah, pretty normal. I'm sure like a lot of people have had a similar um, itinerary for themselves for this past year, and it got me through 13 months. So hopefully, whatever you guys have been doing, like, all of you are still okay, and you've gotten this far. So don't stop believing that things are gonna get better. Golden boy.
Golden.
How are you gonna follow that
I'm
up?
white though, but still. All right. Well, quarantine life. I graduated same time as that guy over there, si Ramon. Same time graduation, and we announced to the world at the same time that we are fresh graduates. And as soon as
Yeah.
I
To
it's
the
out there that
world.
I graduated, I was contacted by this company where for work. So since I knew or I felt like this quarantine would last longer than expected, I applied for the job, but eventually I had to withdraw because somehow I felt that I wouldn't be able to manage my time properly if I had a job immediately directly after graduating and during this quarantine. Well, it turns out it was the right thing to do. I withdrew because I got so much things to do. Like I'm still studying for the board exam. I applied to law school, and not just that, not just for these mental things. I also did some physical things like every other day I exercise.
Yeah.
Nothing strenuous or serious. Just simple treadmill and weights lang. And it's just simple treadmill and weights.
That's my boy right
He's being
there.
Thank you,
modest.
thank you.
Look at that
Any
muscular
kind of
man.
progress is
Muscular.
progress, man. You
Yeah,
gotta
any
So
kind of
would you
progress
give
is
us
progress.
a would you give us a body reveal right now?
no, 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 no. That's for
Hindi na ba?
for a
Hindi na
different
ba?
episode.
Yeah, he was gonna do it.
Mamaya na lang or
We're gonna
another time.
we're gonna have a whole
Spotify
episode where
listeners,
it's
I'm very sorry you can't see this moment.
Yeah,
you
what
have
he did was
for
he
those who
tried to flex
I was
his
about
arm
to,
muscle.
then Jello
Yeah.
said this is not for children though. Yeah. All right. Well, other than
we'll
that,
have
I also stress relief by reading some books, catching up on the shows that I backlogged, and oh yeah, playing some video games like this boy here. I made sure
yeah.
to not keep myself idle. Wouldn't want to degrade my skills and reputation, now would I?
Yeah, that's the
Well,
future son of future lawyer right here. You
yeah.
don't
Well,
want his intelligence fading away.
not only that.
Yeah.
But lastly, I also communicated with my friends, not just these three special people, very
Hey,
special people.
whoa. What do you mean
That's not
That's
special?
hard.
good. That's
It looks
good.
like
The way you say special
it's
means
like a radish.
It's special as in unique,
There we go.
differentiable,
Better,
amazing. Yun.
Why does my
Also,
heart look so pangit basta insta love you?
thank you for ATP heart. All right,
For
for ATP heart. Well, that's pretty much what I did all throughout quarantine. Reviewing for law school and board exam, exercising, stress relieving, and communication with friends. Basta don't keep yourself idle because you'll get bored and lose your mind eventually. Keep up the good work.
True.
Keep up
Yeah.
the good work, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, you guys are doing
Yeah.
great. We're
You
already
too.
proud of you.
Yep.
Oh, I'm talking to
Okay.
everyone in general, but of course you guys also. Like I'm talking to the audience. Letting them
see.
know that they're doing great. But don't worry, Insta, you're doing great too. So are you guys. Um. Okay, so now that we've basically explained what we've been doing through quarantine, I think the question is, what are we planning to do after? I mean, I know it's something that we can't really look forward to so much right now because we have no idea when this situation is going to end or when things will even go back to being slightly normal. But that doesn't mean that we have to put our lives on hold forever.
Oh, that's deep. That's very
Whoa.
deep.
I mean,
Whoa, whoa, Schmosby.
hope is what keeps people alive.
Classic
You gotta hope
Schmelzy.
that things are gonna get better, and the only way to do that is if we start living now. These are the
Plastic
days,
Schmosby.
people. So, what are we planning to do?
Like saying it's the end of times.
What is our plan? I know we're gonna.
Yeah,
You're gonna.
this is
You're gonna
something
have a
that,
party.
oh, for
Um,
sure.
can I
I'm gonna
start?
have it.
'Cause I
Go,
have an
go,
idea
go.
of
We'll
what
we'll
I
do
want.
youngest to oldest.
Yeah,
Alright.
reverse time.
Well, as I said before, I'm reviewing for board exam. So obviously, hopefully when it's safe to go out, I'll be doing the board exam. So if I succeed, I'll add three letters in front of my name, and it's CPA, like CPA and San Edward. Very nice, very nice. And not just that, I'll be going to law school, where hopefully I'll be living with this guy below, Anton Garcia. Hope
Oh,
Oh, am I below?
you're below
yeah.
me.
Okay,
Anyways,
actually are.
for context, this boy's gotten into Ateneo Law,
not just
and
Ateneo. I also got to San Beda, but
yeah, a lot. And
Yeah,
you
don't
know,
Nothing as
forget
bad.
the other
I-
schools, man.
of
Yeah.
course. But like me being a Makati boy and knowing that the Ateneo Law campus is in Makati, I kind of want
Yeah.
one of my best friends living near me. And like, if I'm gonna be moving out at some point in my life and working talaga in this same area, like it makes more sense for me to have a roommate that I know already. And
And don't worry,
imagine all the fun
fellow
we'll have.
audiences. Our
We'll have some
relationship
Ted and
living
Marshall
together will not
adventures.
be parasitism, but will be mutualism, where both of us
Oh.
will be working.
I know.
Yeah, together
He's
to
using it
Our
as
home
like-
will
coincide
be
in this
harmonious
home
and not
environment.
something where we'll lose our
Look
minds.
at
Just
look at those terms, man.
My future roommate
so
people.
so insane, man.
that's grade 6 science, boy.
Parasitism, I remember that now.
Yeah, dude.
That's old school. Yeah.
So those are my
so
plans.
sweet.
Hopefully after quarantine or when it's safe at least. So next,
Done.
Yes, me
Noise.
I don't really know. Like I'm the fresh. I haven't even technically graduated yet. Like my recognition rights are this week, but
none of us have technically graduated.
I'm still the freshest fresh ender of college.
Fresh Prince.
So I'm kind of at this point where I'm still trying to rest off everything that I kind of went through the past
Rightfully
few
so.
years. Yeah. I mean,
Deserve
props to everyone, all my friends who have gotten jobs already. I'm so proud of all of you. Like to be able to have found, that career path in this time. It's so impressive. Like I'm so proud of all of you, and I hope that one day, I can be like that much of an achiever, like all of you. But for me, I've kind of browsed around, like looking at what jobs are available now. But like Roman said, I haven't really like formally started trying to apply for a job. Number one, yeah, because I've been trying to rest off the tiresome adventures of college, but also because I don't know, it's very hard to be motivated in this time. I mean, I know like responsible sounding, that doesn't sound very responsible. I understand that. But it really takes a toll on your motivation to, know that things are very limited and restricted right now. To not be able to, fully get the experience that you want for yourself going into the real world, quote unquote, after college. It makes it harder to imagine you actually, succeeding in something like that. And I'm sure everyone who's working right now, they're all gonna do like such wonderful job and they're gonna succeed like with flying colors. But for me personally, like motivation is a big key factor in me going into doing a task. And if I don't have any, I'm scared that my effort won't be as strong as it needs to be, and that will kind of be unfair to whichever company I end up applying for, because I want to make sure that I can give the very best of myself to them, because they deserve it for for being able to hire me and accepting me into whatever family they have. So I just want to make sure that I'm in that mindset where I'm really ready to give my all again, like how I was doing in college. So yeah, aside from that, I don't know how many times I've said this throughout the past year, but I'm never gonna pass up an opportunity to hang out with my friends again. Like I know this was a big key point of regret for a lot of people when quarantine started. Everyone was saying like, I wish I'd never passed up like going to this concert or this party. And me, same. I felt guilty because sometimes I was really just too tired or lazy to get out of bed or to go out of my house and to hang out with my friends or to to go to a party or whatever. And being at home for an entire year, I think coming out of this, I'm never gonna pass up another opportunity for that again. Because seeing now that this is a possibility, that it actually already happened, and the thought that it could happen again at any time, like might as well, start living, like really live your life to the fullest. Because we never know when something like this might happen again. And of course,
Mhm.
be responsible and social distance, follow all the protocols. I'm still gonna be wearing a mask when I go out. I'm still gonna be wearing a face shield when I go out. I'm still gonna practice social distancing until it's okay to to get a little closer, get to my friends. 'Cause of course, I want to hug them all and let them know how much I miss them instead of just saying, "Yo, I miss you." Right. So yeah, hopefully that'll be enough. Because I don't know, seeing that that idea or that picture of life I'm that I'm heading towards now. Of course, it's not what I dreamed of when I was a little kid, but it's the best that I can do with this situation that's been handed to us. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and so for me, yeah, me and Anton are pretty much on the same boat. So like pretty much everything he said, would have been something I would have said too. So he really nailed all of his thoughts. I have the same thoughts. So yeah, definitely the first thing I would do once things are, more controlled, once things are, safer, or uh, when most people are vaccinated already, uh, definitely would be hanging out with my friends. Of course, these three, also my college buddies, my blockmates. So yeah, like all of the Zoom meetings that we've had, trade all that in for some face-to-face quality time this time around. Yeah, and I've said that I've never really been an outgoing person. Like I don't really go out of the house too often, even before the pandemic. But this time I would want to, like, just go out more, be more outgoing, appreciate life, live life to the fullest, like what Anton said. Because for everything that's happened in the past year, it really just puts things into perspective, you know, how much we really should value, our lives. And yeah. And as for like jobs, hopefully I do have a job, maybe hopefully in the next month or so. And yeah, if ever I would be required to go to the office, or whether it's work from home, yeah, I'm looking forward to all of that in the future. And yeah, just it's another chapter in my life, so it's definitely something to look forward to. But right now, again, top priority is just staying safe, healthy in all aspects, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything. That's really what matters at this point. And, spending time with family, friends. But yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to. And I am excited to work, scared too, because again, our economy took a pretty big hit, and it's definitely not going to be easy again to find jobs or to work, period. If jobs were already so hard to come by pre-pandemic, what more now? So yeah, yeah, hanging out with friends and hopefully starting work soon. Those are my top two priorities for the future. Once all of this, kind of softens a little bit. So yeah.
Damn. So that's how Enzo felt like following you up, both
getting
of
so
you.
choked
And
up.
those were so deep. Okay, I'll just keep mine very short. Just
You
gonna
do
sum
you,
it up
man.
in one. just gonna come sum it up in like one
Be
phrase.
genuine.
Take advantage of more opportunities. May that be.
Genuine.
So yeah, whether it be work opportunity or just to like to go to this concert or go to this party or hang out with these people, just that's my plan for like start like from now on to towards what the future may be. It's just take advantage of more opportunities, no harm in trying, so yeah, very
God.
deep episode.
So brief, but like so much packed into that small package. I'm so
Yeah, I think we can agree that
Small
all four of
package.
us kind of share the same sentiments on
Yeah.
all of this. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think before we end, we're just gonna offer some words of inspirational wisdom, because we know that we're quite fortunate to not have been hit this badly during this time, but a lot of people out there have been hit so much worse than us. And we want to say that, part of why we're doing this podcast, aside from letting you guys, join the Screw Ups family, is because we want to make sure that no one's ever alone. And with you guys watching this, we just want you guys to know that, the four of us, even though we don't know who you are, will always be here to provide the very best content that we can to make sure that everyone is still happy throughout these times where, you know, it's normal to feel sad all the time. And, another thing, I know a lot of people had plans for where they wanted their lives to go right before this pandemic hit us, last year in March. I know a lot of us were planning on like having like graduation trips or graduation parties or like attending concerts, traveling together, moving to other places, and COVID just completely like hit it in the gut, and that was it. We were all just stuck at home. And I know it's very easy to point out the things that you weren't able to do and the things that you weren't able to receive because of what happened this past year. But it's also nice to kind of sit down and reflect on the things that you were blessed with. There are a lot of people who I never thought, like in my wildest dreams, that I'd get close to, but I did, simply because we kind of bonded during this 1 year period where everyone was trapped at home. And the number one thing is to always make sure that people never feel alone, and you guys know who you are. I just want to thank everyone who has stuck by me and stuck by all of us. I think I speak for like the other three here. Everyone who's stayed in touch with us, stayed in contact. We're super grateful for all of you, for being there for us, and that's why we want to make sure that we're always gonna be here for all of you also. So somebody else go before I start.
Yeah, and like
Okay.
going back to like the situation for like being that we're all fresh graduates. Again, like I think I mentioned this before. Now, don't don't beat yourself up if you feel like your life isn't going as smoothly as how you thought it was going to be. Again, we're living in a pandemic. It's hard, and yeah, just cut yourself some slack. I mean, just number one, just pray. Just always pray, and always make sure that you and your family are safe and healthy. Um, you don't have to get COVID to know how hard it is to be sick nowadays. So priority number one is always staying safe. And yeah, again, whatever it is that you're doing right now, whether you're playing video games or you're just chilling, or if you're uh, doing a podcast like we are, that's already something to be proud of. Just the fact that day by day, as all the days go by, that we're in this weird new normal. Just the fact that you keep on going, that you wake up every single day, that's that's already just so commendable and so amazing. you know uh what you're doing right now, living through all of this, it's not easy. Some people find it really hard, to be motivated to just even do anything. And whatever it is that you're doing, be proud of yourself is what I'm saying. you know uh yeah. And once all this is over, that's where you just seize all the opportunities, like what Diego said. Seize all the moments, enjoy life to the fullest, because this right here is kind of like a wake-up call also. This is where we all realize, our true friends, or maybe during quarantine you developed a passion that you didn't know you even like wanted or liked before the pandemic. So it's always nice to look at the positive in things. You could have discovered something while being in isolation for a year, and maybe you could use that to jumpstart your new life, once all of this goes away. So yeah.
On that note, I feel like if we say more, if not all of us will cry. So,
Yeah.
It's up to you guys. If you guys want to say something, just go.
and so, you have anything to say?
I don't have much to say since these two guys already said the main message that needs to be said. So I'm gonna keep quiet because the message is clear and concise.
It's okay. Moment of silence.
Clear and
No,
concise.
not awkward moment of silence.
Hindi naman awkward.
We're not.
You wanna
We're not. We're not
you
gonna
wanna
do
end
that.
this off, or you wanna join Incel in the
So-
silent vigil?
No, we got it. Okay. So,
There you
so
go. End
thank you.
It's up to you,
Yeah, I
Jacob.
know. So yeah, thank you guys and gals and everything in between for listening. We appreciate all of the support just by watching, listening to us talk about nonsense or maybe insightful things. So we would like to say thank you for everything, and please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you the next
In
episode.
The next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to our Screw Up Sesh. We'll